Sovereign citizens, the term and belief system, it's nothing new. It started taking shape in the 1970s. It's a large anti-government extremist movement where people believe they are above the law, and they only have to answer to their own interpretation of said law. Since then, we've seen situations pop up across the United States involving this group. August 24th of 2013, The Times reported two self-proclaimed sovereign citizens were plotting to confront Las Vegas police officers during traffic stops and kill them if they resisted, illustrating their commitment to the idea of fighting governmental authority. In Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Robert Peterson, a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen in 2012, made a big splash online. It came after walking into a courthouse for a traffic violation, claiming he had the right to take his camera and film his court hearing. The bailiff, he told him that was against courthouse rules, and that led to this.
Please step aside. I'm going in.
No, you're not going in.
Don't touch me.
You're not going in, sir.
Let the record show that you just battered me.
Step back.
And you're using...
Stop, please.
That's what happens when you get tased. And while it's not new, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Idaho says this movement, this sovereign citizen movement, is again gaining ground. And as Hunter Funk explains, for people in Idaho, his concern is for the safety of those using public lands.
So basically, it's in a sense they're saying, well, this public land is mine because I have the First Amendment right to have it?
It's hard to explain the theory, and sometimes we see filings that just don't make any sense when those individuals try to actually engage with the court system. Any public lands user has rights to access, rights to use of the land consistent with the rules and regulations. It could be hunting regulations, it could be camping regulations. What we see with sovereign citizens is that they don't believe that these rules and regulations apply to them, and then they usually affirmatively try to seek ownership of the land to the exclusion of other individuals, other members of the public who do want to comply with the rules and regulations. And that's where the conflict can get really dangerous.
I mean, is that one of your concerns too, right? They're allowed to do, follow whatever they want to believe in, but yeah, is that your concern is when it gets dangerous?
Correct. Ideology is not something that is regulated, right? So people can have whatever belief they want, but then when their belief starts impinging on the rights of others, again, in the example of public lands, with someone's access to a campsite, for example, that's where that is a violation of the law by that individual who's trying to exclude other people. And that's where situations can lead to confrontations, and it can be dangerous. Fortunately, law enforcement is very skilled at trying to de-escalate and diffuse situations and be very patient with these people. But at some point, we need to take these people to court.
For those who have maybe now learned about it, what is your advice to them?
That if you're, hunting, you're using trails, motorized trails, mountain biking trails, campsites, and someone is claiming that this is their land, the best advice that we would have is to contact local law enforcement, federal authorities if it's on federally managed land, try to diffuse the situation through the law rather than confronting someone with potentially unstable beliefs. My hope is that there'll be broader awareness, and so people can be aware that there might come across someone who is claiming, exclusive rights to public lands or some other area, and then they know that law enforcement is equipped to deal with this, and the legal process is also equipped to deal with this issue.
And public lands is what the DOJ sees the most issues with when it comes to sovereign citizens. After reaching out to our FBI field office about what they've seen, they stated that anti-government or anti-authority violent extremism is one of the FBI's top threats, sovereign citizen included in that category. Also stating that membership in domestic groups is not illegal in and of itself and protected by the First Amendment, but they are focused on individuals who intend to commit crimes or pose a threat to national security.
Kind of like blowing up a power plant or any sort of those kind of things, those would be not allowed. It was interesting, like watching the beginning of that video, that Robert Peterson from 2013. I mean, they have these beliefs, they say things like, I am a man, but I'm not a person, because legally that would make them under law. So they have a weird way of looking at things. Yeah, it's very interesting. They kind of, try to go around it, and they just truly believe that whatever is in the Constitution or whatever they're reading or guidelines, they don't follow. They don't follow. Yeah, taxes was another one. Interesting. All right, thank you very much, Hunter.